Hey there, everyone. Thanks again for tuning into Citizens Workshop. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. So, today we're going to be reviewing Winter's Promise. I like this book a lot, but it wasn't exactly what I was expecting, if that makes sense. But that's a good thing in retrospect, because it's a interesting fantasy, and I don't know how to describe it. It's not weird. It's just unique. I think unique is the best word. And it follows Ophelia. And she basically, there was a cataclysm at one point that separated society onto different arcs. And the way I envision these arcs are almost like little snow globes. Each one has its own unique magic system. I'm actually really interested in this whole arc part of the story, and I want to read more of the series just because I really want to discover, how did the arcs come to be? What exactly is their function? How do they function? Like, what's going on here? Really want to say that they're like snow globes. They're just floating in space. Little snow globes. And they have a lot of different magics. So for Ophelia, she can do two things. She can read the memory of objects to see their history, and she can also mirror travel. So she can travel through mirrors, which is really cool. But she can't go between arcs. As of this book, she could not go between arcs. It's really quite interesting to see the magic unfold, because, like I said, every arc does have their own unique magic system, and there is a lot of my goodness, bless me, sorry. There is a lot of oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Allergies this morning. Allergies, terrible. I'm so sorry. But there is a lot of learning here. There's a lot of exposition. There's a lot of world building. And normally, sometimes I can turn off a reader. I will say, my gosh, I'm so sorry. I will say that the whole reason it doesn't turn you off is because you're kind of in the same boat as Ophelia, the character. She has to learn this new arc. She has to learn the mechanics of how this society works, because it's really vastly different than hers. There is a hierarchy. There's a lot of backstabbing. There is a whole lot of, political intrigue here, and she's really trying to find a way to maneuver through it all. And that's what I liked about the book. I almost wanted to say movie. It does feel very cinematic. I will say that. It is a slow-moving plot, but it is an engaging plot nonetheless. It's just very interesting, and it's very unique, and it's very unpredictable. I don't think I read a lot. Clearly, I read a lot. I have not read something like this before, and I like being able to say that. I like being able to say, this is a unique book, this is a unique concept. The way everything is laid out is interesting. And normally, this isn't a book I would pick up. Strangely enough, the cover has always intrigued me, but not enough to be like, oh, I need to read this book. But funny story, the publisher gave me an arc of book 4, and I was like, well, I can't read book 4. I haven't even read books 1, 2, and 3. So I went and I got the audiobook of book one. I'm like, this is good. Like, I like this. It's very easy to listen to, I will say, for that production. If I wanted to review that, which I will briefly. The production value on it was really good. I did like the characterization. I did like the voice acting. I did enjoy how they brought the book to life. But back to the actual story, it is intriguing. It has lots of layers to it. So it feels denser than it is. It feels like a book that's more you would find in the adult fantasy area versus young adult, because it feels very mature. It's not explicit. It's not very fast paced, but there's a lot of depth and layering into not just the characterization, but also the character dynamics, as well as the plot. There's lots of layering, so it does require careful reading, but you're in the same boat as Ophelia, and you can connect to her. She's kind of a klutz. She's kind of adorable, but she's very headstrong, very determined. She's not going to let herself be bullied. She wants to know all the secrets and intrigue, and so if you don't tell her, she's going to go get them herself, because she is that resilient as a character. So, ultimately, if you want something unique that you haven't read before, I would say this. Don't expect a very fast pace from the story. Again, there's lots of layering to it, so it is rather slow and it does require careful reading, but there's a lot of intrigue and there's very good characterization and very good character dynamics in it that keep you engaged. You are learning alongside Ophelia, and it feels like you're learning alongside your character. It doesn't feel like, oh, we're world building for the sake of world building for the reader. We're world building for the sake of the character. So it feels different. You're absorbing that information in a different way, ultimately. So I would have to give this book 4 out of 5 stars. It really was engaging. It really was interesting. And I'm really excited to read the rest of the series, honestly. I already have all of them in my audiobook library. I'm like ready. I'm geared to go. So yes, 4 out of 5 stars. If you do want to purchase the book, I will include links in the description below in the description on where you can purchase them. And on that note, please don't forget to like the podcast, subscribe to it, and share it with all your book loving friends. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, happy reading.